Joe Clark thrives again as Notts dominate day 3. Honours were largely even in the hotly anticipated duel between friends and England colleagues Joe Root and Stuart Broad on day 2, but Notts were able to chip away at the Yorkshire batting order to put themselves in the box seat in the game. Root still remained, however, 56 not out overnight and ready to resume hostilities with Broad in the morning session. Under grey and gloomy conditions at Trent Bridge, the Nottinghamshire bowlers were able to find some swing to make life uncomfortable for the Yorkshire batsmen early on. And Fletcher duly made the breakthrough when, having driven the previous delivery before, Tattersall went for it again and was comprehensively bowled. Waite came out to join Root and showed some sound technique in only his 7th first-class match. Notts changed tack and brought on Samit Patel to bowl some left-arm spin, and it worked wonders almost immediately as Root charged down the pitch to smash him to the boundary, but succeeded only in edging to Mullaney at slip, a huge breakthrough for Notts in removing the England captain for 73. And Yorkshire looked to be in big trouble when Patel struck again to take Waite's edge, Mullaney pouching the catch with a little bit of help from Tom Moores. The introduction of Patel proved a masterstroke when for the 3rd time in less than 20 minutes he took the edge and Mullaney the catch. This time it was Yorkshire captain Patterson who fell. Yorkshire's last wicket pair weren't going to die wondering as Code decided to take Patel on, hitting him for consecutive sixes. Nottinghamshire decided enough was enough and they brought Broad back into the attack, the England seamer digging a short one into Olivier, who could only fend it behind to the keeper. Yorkshire all out for 291, a significant lead for Notts of 117. Code finishing 26 not out. In the Nottinghamshire reply, Code took the positive momentum from smashing a few runs into his bowling, and he angled one across Slater to find the edge, Lythe with the catch at second slip. Nottinghamshire reached lunch on 17 for 1, having dominated the morning session, with Samit Patel the star for his 3 wickets in as many overs. Duckett came out for the afternoon session looking like he meant business as he began in typical fashion, plundering boundaries and advancing at quicker than a runner ball. Nash was looking a little more circumspect than his partner, but the Notts lead quickly raced past 150. And Duckett soon moved to 50 from just 52 balls with a crisp reverse sweep off Root. The Notts man looked to be taking the game away from Yorkshire when Olivier came round the wicket and was able to cramp him for room. Duckett prodding at the ball and Lythe taking a smart catch. Duckett falling for an attractive 61. Clark came out and continued his form from the first innings with a couple of beautiful drives through the covers. Nash had largely been batting in the shadow of his more expansive partners, but successive stylish boundaries brought him to the cusp of a half-century. And he reached that not long before the tea break. That ended a brilliant afternoon session for Notts as they added an expansive 143 for the loss of just 1 wicket to give them an imposing lead of 277. They would look to push on for a declaration to set up a win on day 4. Notts picked up as they left off after the tea break, looking to push on towards a lead of 400 before a potential declaration. Yorkshire were able to stem the run rate slightly, but Nash and Clark brought up the 100 partnership before Nash fell for 75 trying to pull Olivier to the boundary, but only succeeding in finding the hands of Root. Clark then brought up his 50 by whipping Patterson to the square leg boundary. And the arrival of Mullaney saw a rapid increase in the run rate as he took both Root and Olivier for boundaries. He quickly reached his 50 at a runner ball, but was then cleaned up trying to smash Waite to the boundary once more. The captain had pushed his team into a lead beyond 400, but when Moores also fell to Waite, it seemed Notts were holding off the declaration in order to allow Clark to reach a second 100 of the match as he entered the 90s. He didn't quite get there as he ran out of time on 97 not out, and we'll have to wait to see if he is able to get a second debut century or if Notts declare overnight. Their lead is 446 going into the final day.